Well, even as FMCG giants have decided to pull the plug on plant-based meat, there are those who are still betting on it. Now, to talk about it more, Sanjay Sethi, the Executive Director of PBFIA is now joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Sethi, good evening. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Mr. Sethi, to begin with, what do you think is the reason that these big FMCG companies, namely ITC and Tata Consumer, have decided to stop their vegan meat offerings? Do you think it's linked to profitability, as they've put out as the reason?
Well, it is very difficult to speculate on why a corporate has taken a decision. As you know, most of the corporates, they remain tight-lipped behind for the reasons why they have taken such a decision. But we can only make some guesses. So one of the guesses which I am making, that perhaps they bought their products at a higher price, the ingredients that they were doing. So perhaps it was based on imported products, and it was peddled by those organizations which were all wanting maybe a fat profit on top of that, and to offer the best experience to consumers. Sometimes you lose sight of the profitability aspect, and then you suddenly realize that your finance and strategy departments are asking for the profits, and you panic and pull the plug. So it's a speculation. Second thing, why something like that would have happened, probably that they would have outsourced their production, and I'm not privy to that, but if that happens, that means you are coming to this segment more to try out the things, and not really with a very well thought out detailed plan. So this is how most of the big organizations, they like to work. They go to the market, test the waters, come back and regroup, and then brainstorm, and then they find out which is the best strategy. And that's the time they come back with a proper strategy, and then they go whole hog, and then they capture everything. So I am thinking that the great organizations like ITC and Tata would be doing something like this as we speak today, and 6 months down the line or 1 year down the line, they will surprise us with capturing various opportunities in this market, because the world over, the plant-based food markets are growing. Yes, we can agree that why the growth is only 25%. On a small base, it should have been 100%, 200%, or 500%. But the fact is that the growth is happening. And organizations like Nestle, in a very small period of about 8-9 months world over, they converted their business on the ingredient side almost $700 to $800 million. So that tells us that with very little effort, you can actually expand this market, because there are some unnecessary products which are coming from dairy and meat or egg, which are not needed for the vegetarians or the vegans or the plant-based lovers, and those are just not the central to the entire offering. So you remove a little bit of cream here and skim milk powder from there, or egg from there, and you have a plant-based products. So very quickly you will see that the market will grow ground up. Maybe that year will be 2028 or 26 or 25 itself, but it looks like that market, that tsunami of opportunity, is just right the corner.
All right. So you believe that this market is set to grow. Now, do you think that one of the reasons behind perhaps why these big companies are pulling out is the fact that the price points of plant-based meat may be too high at this point in time, and particularly in a country like India, where there are so many vegan, vegetarian options that are available. So do you think the price point was one concern?
Yes. This absolutely. Price point is one of the reasons, and when there were so many policymakers in the PBFIA conference, the third plant-based food summit today, they admitted, some of them, that actually they have not even thought properly about it, and now they will think about it. So when they think about it, then they make some tectonic shifts. And that's the time that you see that huge game-changing schemes like what PLI brought in. Something similar we see. We have also come out with 12 protein clusters, so that not just the problem of pricing and the logistic and co-sharing of some of the resources is solved, but also we get over the tags that which are being attributed to some of the industries, that you are ultra processed or your taste is not exactly that you are claiming to be. So these are early times, a lot of work needs to be done, but yet the consumer is rewarding, especially in case of soy milk or plant-based milk and some of the dairy products and some of the meat products. So today we had Eat Just in India, and they shared with us how they have converted moong into plant-based egg. If that happens, then the farmers in India, especially in Rajasthan, would have a very good news for them. And they say that the aroma of the moong in India, especially in Rajasthan, is such that it's so amazing, and they will be able to not just procure from India but also sell in India. That means they will be coming as teachers to our plant-made or Wesley or Evo Food or whoever is providing the plant-based egg products here. And I have total faith in the Indian entrepreneurship. Indians will learn from them, compete with them, and perhaps give them a run for their money.
All right. Also, Mr. Sethi, do you think that, the beginning problem was that we were just copying from the West? Because if you see the market peak in India, it was at the time of COVID, and then, the growth really dropped. So do you think that, a lot of these companies need to come up with products that they can target on the Indian palate specifically, apart, of course, from coming down on the prices a bit, perhaps?
It is partially true, yes. The idea came from the Beyond Burger when they put a burger, but then the idea is also coming again from the Beyond Burger that they have come out with a clean label burger. Why the big organizations in India cannot put up a clean label product? Why only for plant-based food? For their normal products, they should come out with a clean label products. Who stops them for thinking for their own consumers in India? So these are the ideas which are new, which are coming from the West, yes, but at the same time, the offerings that we were giving here were the plant-based kebabs. The West doesn't eat that. We were giving millet milk. In the year of millet milk, we could not call millet milk as millet milk because all these nomenclatures were denied to us, and we were forced to call it millet milk or millet beverage. Or soy milk. For 20 years we called soy milk as soy milk. Then suddenly Sofit had to start writing it as soy beverage. So if you do things like this, the soy milk gets removed or oat milk gets removed from the milk aisles, and in the supermarket it goes to something like where Coca-Cola or Pepsi-Cola is lying. Such kind of action will not only take away the opportunity from the plant-based food industry, but also India's opportunity to export plant proteins and plant-based foods, but also will kill the entrepreneurship and the startup mission. So in a Startup India kind of mission that we have, I have total faith in not just the ministries involved like Ministry of Food Processing Industry, APIDA, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of MSME, but also a food regulator like FSSAI. I'm expecting they will all work together and make sure that this industry takes off, and people, especially the young boys and girls who have started setting up their startups, they smile and they succeed and they go and conquer the world.
All right, so Mr. Sanjay Sethi is still very, very optimistic about the growth of this category despite FMCGs actually pulling the plug on it. Thank you very much for speaking to us on NDTV Profit.